Hello, my name is Ben and I am not a great gamer, and welcome to a special feature highlight for Guardians of Auriga. It's a new DLC put out by Amplitude Studios for Endless Legend. I was lucky enough to be part of the closed beta process that they did, and it was a really great time, and I got to play around with that. And the DLC has just come out yesterday, Thursday, or Wednesday. 2 days ago. Anyway, it was it was just released. It's gotten a lot of great reviews, including, well, spoiler alert, from me. So what we'll be seeing in this video is sort of the end game for a game that I played during the closed beta. So this is actually a closed beta build, but you're seeing it in the final rendering of the actual release version of the DLC. So I really, with this video, I just want to show you what some of the features are and how they affected the gameplay that I had in a particular game that I played. So, let's see here. Okay, there we go. Here's the interface. So, I played as the Broken Lords, as you can probably tell. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to go for, well, it was on hard and hard difficulty, which for me is actually pretty good. I'm still kind of new to this. And I wanted to go for sort of an build tall, isolation-y start, or isolation-y sort of game total. So I actually had a bunch of different continents, and I was on my own continent, as you can see, my own little island, and I didn't want to go off of the island. I did in one case though. The Vaulters attacked me, and so I attacked them back and took some of their stuff and sold their cities back to them for a bunch of techs. So that was fun. Maybe not the best thing I could have done, but it was fun. So what of the new features of Guardians of Auriga affected the way that I played? Well, one of the things that I want to point out is there's a money unique building. There are these unique buildings now. Let me see if I can find it. And they come... Where is that one? Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. And they come as part of text. Here we are. So they can only be built once in your empire. They're a special building that anybody can build, but you only get them once in your empire. And what this particular thing did, the dust transmuter, is that it took this city and it added plus 10 dust to any tile that already had dust. Well, this is the middle of the desert, and so this entire city has like 16, 13, 12 dust on every single tile. This city's cranking out cash like there's no tomorrow. I mean, this is actually after I won an economic victory, and this place was seriously the powerhouse. I'm making over 2,200 dust. Now I've got a few boosters and stuff, and I've got a tech that's increasing that, and I have an amazing governor, but still, there's nobody working dust here, and I'm making over 2,200 dust. So it's a great way. These unique buildings are a great way to specialize a particular city within your empire. I also used a unique building. Actually, I think I ended up using my unique science building up in my capital just because I had a huge population there. And this sort of science city came a little bit late to the party, but that's okay. There's also actually, so there's a food unique building that it would probably be a good idea to build in your... I mean, obviously, I didn't build that because I'm the Broken Lords, we don't do food, but it would probably be a good idea to do the unique building for food in, say, your capital to just get a huge jump start. But I'm actually wondering, I want to do this in my next game, is if it's a good idea to, say, build a city like this using the food sort of jump start wonder in order to increase one's food output in a city that otherwise wouldn't have much, and then combine that with another unique building to really crank out just a huge, powerful city. I'll have to get back to you on that if that sort of works out. But let me see what else. Oh, another thing that is new is these what are they called? Special deeds. No, legendary deeds. Every every era gets 2 legendary deeds. And each of these is sort of like, for instance, be the first to pacify 8 villages. Be the first to gather at least 30 units of 1 luxury resource. The wording on these may have changed since the original build, but the basic intent is the same. If you're the first to do a certain kind of thing, be the first to earn 2,000 influence. So, you know, here's one that I did. Imagine this, be the first to produce an amount of 4,000 dust. Yeah, I did that, because I'm the Broken Lords. You know, it's what you do. And you get a pretty decent little prize. I got +4 adamantium from City. I was swimming in I am swimming in adamantium by the end of this game, because of that. One of my favorite ones is be the first to have 50 of each strategic resource in order to gain the reward. And the reward is plus 100% dust on approval happy. Like, it's a pretty, you know, there's some pretty great little benefits if you're the, if you can really focus and try to make it to one of the, to some of these, the legendary deeds. So that affected my gameplay. It was, you know, every time I entered a new era, it's like, okay, what is it that I'm gonna try to do? Oh wow, look, it's a really great little reward. How about if I go for that? It affected my gameplay, and as some people have pointed out, sometimes it may not be the ideal move to try to go for a legendary deed, just because maybe there's, you know, other things you could just be spending your time on. But it makes you think. It makes you, you know, as the nature of 4X is, it makes you sort of weigh the different benefits towards a certain goal, whether or not it's a good idea. You know, maybe you could have done something. Maybe I could have done something else and had a better benefit, but maybe not. And I think that's the beauty of 4X, is that you're never quite sure what the best move is. I love that. Speaking of, a similar sort of thing is part of the Guardians of Auriga pack. We have what are called legendary buildings. These are basically wonders. They're once in the world sort of buildings, and they actually appear on the map. They act as districts essentially. And let me turn the fids back on here. Fidsy. And let's see here. One of these is getting me 102 influence. One of these is getting me 89 science. One of these is getting me 204 dust. You know, that sort of thing. This one is getting me 50 approval. I ended up building 4 out of the 5 wonders, just because, well, they were there and I had the resources, which is kind of interesting as a Broken Lord to be able to just, oh, you need 45 each of Mithrite and Hyperium. Let me just go buy that. Which was kind of fun. The 5th wonder is right over here in the Cultist City. That's producing, well, it doesn't say how much it's producing, but it's gonna be producing 50 industry, and then it also reduces district costs by 30%. Huge effects for having these wonders, or these legendary buildings. But again, it's always going to be an interesting question. Do you want to spend that time and energy and resource on a legendary building, or do you want to maybe build a military? It's an interesting question. I was lucky enough to do both. Another interesting way that this DLC answers, or helps you answer that, is that it gives you access to the aptly named Guardians of Auriga, and I happen to have all 5 of them right here. It's the end game, so you build whatever you want, and they're pretty cool. It can be one of those things where you spend a bunch of resources building a wonder, and then, well, what are we going to do next? Oh, I know. Let's build a gigantic army in one unit, all at once. They're so big they actually get built as tile, like on tiles. So you actually see them sort of being built while they're being trained. It's pretty cool. My favorite is the dust-based one. It's a support unit. He can actually heal units. He can mind control units, which I think is fantastic. You can, to be able to say to your enemy, okay, this unit is mine. He's going to attack one of your other units, and you just don't have that unit. You don't really have either of those units for a full turn, and you get a bunch of damage. It's pretty great. Each of these also has a strategic map mode kind of sort of ability. For instance, this is a ranged unit, and he can see here. Reveal the terrain around the initial position of this army for 1 turn, of a radius of 10 tiles. So you know, put him smack dab in the middle of enemy territory, you don't know what's around. Oh, look, what's around for 10 tiles? That's pretty cool. This guy can actually, what's it called? The flying unit can actually teleport to up to 10 turns. Actually, I think that may have been changed. And I love the artwork on these guys. This guy, right here, the Earth. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. The Earth dude, he has a bird. He just ate the bird. The bird just flew out of his eye. It's pretty cool. Just a lot of detail goes into these guys. It's really fantastic. These things really did swing a few battles. Actually, when the Vaulters came at me, they came at me with just a bunch of numbers. And then I had an army. I had one army of 5 units against 2 armies of 6 units. And this guy, and I won that battle, like, hands down. It was crazy. These Guardians really do swing battles more in your favor, and they become a major force to be reckoned with. So much so, actually, you can get missions to go and kill a wandering or like a roving Guardian in an uninhabited province, and that can actually get you. In fact, I think it was this guy, the flying Guardian. I actually got the tech to build this guy by conquering a flying Guardian. So that was a pretty cool little mission. Other times you'll get cash or various other sort of techs if you go and conquer a Guardian. That can also be sort of troublesome because, wandering Guardian wandering around. In this case, the cultists are having trouble because he's, hanging out next to their converted village. Over here, I noticed just a little bit ago, the Vaulters are having trouble. They've got two rock guardians just sort of hanging out next to their city. So they can be a little hazardous too. It's an interesting mix of, can you tame them and what happens if you don't. So I really loved this. Initially playing with this DLC, I really can't imagine not playing with it. I think that the features, not just the wonders, like if I hadn't built a single wonder, I think that the unique buildings alone would have allowed me to have this sort of build tall kind of thing come a little bit easier than it would normally in the base game, and I kind of dig that. I usually am sort of a let's build tall and like out culture the world, or like let's build tall and like buy up the world in this case, and it's kind of fun as long as you can defend yourself. And I think this DLC really adds to all those aspects. Your ability to build tall, your ability to defend yourself. It adds a lot of depth to the game. Yeah, $10, definitely worth it. There's no way I would ever go back to playing without this. So that's my assessment of this. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I hope you find it useful seeing what the different features are and how they might affect your gameplay, and whether or not it's worth getting. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself as well, and I look forward to seeing you next time.